Hey everybody, it's me again with the final installment of Greetings from the Prague leg of it. We had just had our final dinner together, that's why I'm dressed like this. I'm also very sweaty because I just packed my entire suitcase, and that was a trip. So as we near the end of it, I have a lot of people to thank and I have a lot of things to say about my experience and especially what I'm going to take away from it. So to start, I'd like to thank everybody at the Purchase Office of International Programs and Services. All of the advisors who were there were super helpful and super wonderful to work with, so just a huge thank you to everybody who works there. The second person I'd like to thank is Lenka Pichlikova. She was our professor on this trip, and she was so knowledgeable and so funny and just all around just a wonderful person. And I'm glad that we got to work with her in her home country and hear about her experiences living through communism and everything that had happened here in the 70s and before. And the final people I'd like to thank were the wonderful ladies on this trip, Nimari, Sarah, and Michaela. I really enjoyed getting to know all of them and growing closer with Sarah, who roomed with me, and I'm just really happy for all of that. I would say the biggest thing that I took away from this was, oh man, everything. A lot of it was just really valuable. I think I learned a lot about myself as an artist and a person, and I think that is like a big thing for me, especially because I'm not just a writer, but I'm also an actor and I'm also a director, and I think that studying Havel's plays and learning about communism and how the Czech people reacted was just super helpful to me, for me, so I can use that as a way to make theater with a purpose and to change the world, or try to. The second thing is, I would say if I were going into this trip again, if I were to like go back in time, the one thing that I would have really liked to know is the workload, because it was a lot, but I would have liked to know how to handle not just the work, but going to class and doing excursions and trying to balance it, because it is a lot, especially since we were here for 3 weeks. We did an entire semester's worth of work in just 3 weeks. So that was kind of tough. We were under a lot of stress, but I don't think that I would have done anything differently. At the same time, I think that I had a wonderful time regardless. I just really wish that I knew what I was getting into or how to handle all of that. You will be going to class and you will be doing homework and all of the regular stuff you would be doing on your normal college campus, just in another country. Because I feel like people think like, oh, you're studying abroad, that's so cool, and like take lots of pictures and stuff, and it's like, I'm also doing a lot of work here, and it's not really a vacation. Like, a lot of people thought I was just going on vacation, and that's not true at all. We were rehearsing Václav Havel's Audience and performing it. We performed it today in front of the Dean of Damu, and that was really terrifying, but it was a really good experience. But yes, you will be working, and you will be going on excursions, especially if the trip is short. But if you have more time in whatever country you study in, then that's a whole different. I don't know what that's like, but I just know that short programs like this, it's a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. If you're thinking about studying abroad, here's some tips that you might want to keep in mind while selecting your program and all that fun stuff. The first thing I would say is find a program that best fits you, not just the country that you're going to, but also what you will be studying. Although the country that you are going to be studying in might influence your decision, make sure that the program is like the thing that draws you to it, because you don't want to be in a country studying something that you absolutely can't stand. The second thing I would say is apply for scholarship. There are tons of assistance programs that will aid you. You shouldn't have to miss out on an opportunity like this because of your financial situation, because I know that has a huge influence on it. And I think that trying for these scholarships, apply for all of them. It's just like going to school. You have to get that financial aid. And number 3 is don't be afraid to meet new people. We were a small group and we ended up getting close, so that was really valuable, I think. We got to know each other. Number 4 is don't forget about your classwork. As I mentioned before, it'll be hard to remember and to keep up with it, especially if you want to go exploring or if you just want to take a rest. It's just like going to school. As I mentioned, you still have to, you're getting credit for this, you're paying the money, you should be keeping up with it. And the last thing I have to say is have fun with it. That sounds super corny, but it is an incredible experience, and I cannot stress that enough. I had the best time while I was here. I learned so many new things. I'm a huge history nerd, as I mentioned in the first video, so I was like living for all of the history. I got to see the room and the window where the defenestration of Prague happened. I learned about that in AP Euro, and I was so excited to actually see the thing. So you will learn so many new things and just meet some awesome people and learn a bit of the language even. I'm not fluent in Czech, but I know more words than I did before I came here. And it's just really awesome. So I encourage you to do it. I encourage you to study abroad and to have these experiences. I am headed to Athens and I will be meeting up with my family, and of course you will see more of these as the weeks go by while I am in Athens and experiencing that. And thank you for watching, and yeah.